what we are here for. What is on NBC's coverage of the Olympics for 2024 Paris Olympics? We have here August 6, 2024 for the Paris Olympics. And moving on the end, we have 6 days, really 5 full days, and then Sunday is like a short day because they have the closing ceremonies on Sunday evening and nighttime in Paris. We have the women's quarterfinal in volleyball. China versus Turkey, that's at 3 a.m. Eastern. In the first women's volleyball quarterfinal. The men's quarterfinals were playing today. The women's quarterfinals, they're being played tomorrow. And then we have the men's and women's K4, C2, and K2 sprint heats on. But then we have all the way up to the men's C2 in 500 meter sprints, and the K2 500 meter sprints. We have all the way up to the quarterfinals. And then we have the women's handball quarterfinal. Denmark running against the Netherlands. It's at 3:30 a.m. Eastern on the continuing men's and women's K4, C2, and K2 sprint. The K4 sprints are first. They're just doing the heat, so the K4 500 meter sprint for the men and the women. And then they're doing the C2 quarterfinals as well, and the K2 quarterfinals. And then the women's handball quarterfinal finally just started. It's Denmark and Netherlands. Handball has been going on for a while. You know, it went on since the opening day of the Olympics on the 24th. But now it's been going on. But now it's starting the quarterfinals. We have the men's 3 meter springboard preliminary. The preliminary does what's qualifying. It's the opening round, and they're going to determine who gets to go to the semifinals. The top 18 make it to the semifinals for the diving, for the 3 meter men's 3 meter diving springboard preliminary. They had the team events last week. Now this week it's the 3 meter regular 3 meter, and the 3 and 10 meter for the individual. We have the equestrian jumping, equestrian final. At 4 Eastern, it's determined the medal. We have the women's bouldering and lead combined. Semifinal is bouldering. We have that at 4 a.m. Eastern. And the same with the men's and women's team event for table tennis. Around 16. We have the repechages. We have the repechages. We have repechage races in the 400 meter, men's 200 meter, men's 100 meter, men's 400 meter hurdles. This year, where you have to go to the repechage. If you don't qualify, there's no you don't have to sit. It's not more sing and waiting where the top, there might be say 8 spots in the final, but then the top 2 out of each race out of top 2 out of the 2 races qualify, and then the other 4 are based off time. Say it's not like that anymore. The other racers, that qualify for the repechage, either all the remaining racers or the racers, or so many racers, maybe the 8 fastest that are left, they might qualify for the repechage. And they have to race for the final 4 again. So, and we also have the javelin throw qualifying. It's at 4:50 Eastern. Men's quarterfinal in basketball. Men's basketball quarterfinal. Germany versus Greece. That's on at 5 Eastern. We have men's Greco-Roman 77 kilogram elimination round matches. In the wrestling tournament, we have Greco-Roman 87 kilogram. And the 50 kilogram in women's freestyle. Greco-Roman is men's 77 and 87 kilogram. We have the long jump qualifying rounds. We're at 5:50 Eastern. We have men's and women's. We have some races and sailing. And I was sailing and all that other stuff that's on, like, I think French or fatigue, I think is where the men's dinghy medal race. And the women's race at 8:43 Eastern. The men's race at 9:43 Eastern. Then we have the women's preliminary round for skating. That's at 6 Eastern. There's so many qualify. You have to qualify to make it to the final. Men's speed qualifying. The elimination events, to go to the semifinal. That's at 6:55 Eastern. And then it's gonna be shown like a few minutes after it's actually the women's bouldering and lead combined event. They're actually going to show for that first. And then they're going to show the men's speed qualification elimination. That's starting at 7:35 Eastern. They're going to show some of the women's bouldering. And then the men's speed. But it's mainly men's speed on USA at 7 Eastern. We have at 7 Eastern on E, the equestrian jumping individual final is on E, but it's not live. It is going to be shown on tape delay, which is tape from it. It's going to be shown a little bit later. Before they used to have like USA Network, NBC. They used to have NBC Sports Network in the Olympic channel, so you could show like the Olympic channel. Like the Olympic channel could show like tennis, could show like boxing. You could see like wrestling. Like NBC Sports Network could show some like stuff they're showing on TV premiere. Like some of the stuff they're showing on TV premiere, like equestrian, and and they could show them actually like live on like those other channels, because they used they used NBC, and they had two, and they had USA Network, and they had two more channels they could use for the Olympics, show stuff on like and live, and then have less stuff be TV premieres. And then we have the second women's volleyball quarterfinal, Dominican Republic, Brazil against Dominican Republic at 7 Eastern. We also have the men's and women's K2, C2 sprint quarterfinals. Those are at 7:05 Eastern. And then they're announced the event, get them set up. But it's really going to be 7:22. Maybe 9 Eastern. And then they have the second women's handball quarterfinal, France against Germany. The first of the men's semifinals in field hockey. Again, we have the Netherlands against Spain at 8 a.m. Eastern, as well as the first women's water polo quarterfinal, Canada and Spain. There's going to be the TV premiere of Greco-Roman asynchronous and 50 kilogram and women's free. Some of the best matches, some of the best matches of the day. They're going to be shown as TV premiere on USA from 8 to 8:30 Eastern. Then at 8:30 Eastern on USA Network, it's going to be the second men's basketball quarterfinal. Serbia is going to take on Australia. We have at 8:30 Eastern, Joining in progress is the women's park qualifying. On E, we have at 9 Eastern, the 10 women's 10-meter platform diving final. And then we have, and that's the last hour of the women's park qualifying. We have the men's and women's team table tennis, the quarterfinals. They're going to start at 9 Eastern. And then we have the women's semifinal in bouldering. The T premiere. That is on at 9:30 Eastern on E. Then we have 9:35 Eastern, the second women's water polo quarterfinal. Netherlands against Italy. Then we have sprint. We have canoe and kayak heats. The key for C2 and T2 and C2 preliminary races. That's going to be shown. They're going to be shown on E on T premiere for a half hour on T premiere. Most exciting races. Or they're just going to cut them in without having the extra, the extra stuff afterwards, to make it go along. And then the equestrian jumping into the final is going to be shown. It's going to be premiered on NBC as well at 10:50 Eastern. Then we have the China and Turkey women's volleyball quarterfinal. It's going to be key premiered on USA Network at 10:50 Eastern. The women's team table tennis, the round of 16 match, either from the first session of the day or from yesterday. That's going to be shown on E at 10:30 Eastern. The men's volleyball quarterfinal. You have Ehlers and Wickler from Germany against Bormans and the group from the Netherlands at 11 a.m. Eastern in beach volleyball. And we have another women's volleyball quarterfinal, the third quarterfinal of the day. The USA is taking on Poland at 11 a.m. Eastern. We have the men's team sprint. We have the women's team pursuit qualifying. And then we have the men's team sprint and the men's team pursuit. And then we have the bronze medal and the team sprint. That's at 2:05 Eastern and 2:10 Eastern. Then we have another women's handball quarterfinal. Hungary and Sweden. It's 11:30 Eastern. 11:30 Eastern. E is the women's park final. As they take turns each for the final 8 skaters and skateboarding. That's at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on E. Like I said, the one of the women's soccer semifinals. USA is going to take on Germany on USA Network at 11:45 a.m. Eastern. We might have a little bit of just a short pregame coverage, and then and that goes on to about 2 p.m. Eastern. We have the another men's beach volleyball quarterfinal. Evandro and Arthur from Brazil against Aman and Helbig from Sweden. That's at noon Eastern. We have another men's basketball quarterfinal, the third one. This time it's joined in progress. And it's actually the final 45-minute women's quarterfinal. It could be just a little bit longer, but that's going to be joined. The third men's basketball quarterfinal is going to be joined in progress. France against Canada. Ani. We have the men's 60 kg Greco-Roman and 60 kg women's freestyle finals in wrestling at 12:50 Eastern. We have the second men's hockey semifinal, Germany and India. We have the highlights from the men's and women's surfing on NBC. That is going to be shown TV premiered on NBC at 1 p.m. Eastern. We have the men's 400-meter semifinals at 1:35 Eastern. And the women's hammer is at 1:57 Eastern. The women's 400-meter hurdles at 2:07 Eastern. 2:15 Eastern is the men's long jump. 2:50 Eastern is the men's 1500-meter final. And we have 3:14 Eastern is the women's 2,000 meter steeplechase. And 3:40 Eastern is the women's 200-meter final. Then we have another women's water polo quarterfinal, Australia and Greece. In the third quarterfinal, that is, we have the team free routine in artistic swimming. That starts at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. We have the women's 200-meter finals and more. That's going to be shown live at NBC Eastern at 1:30 Eastern. And then there's on course, I'm not going to show that. We have the second session of the men's women's team quarterfinals. That's at 2 Eastern. For the third session of the day. Then we have a TV premiere of a beach volleyball quarterfinal at 2:50 Eastern. And then we have And then the Australia and Greece, the third quarterfinal on the Women's World Polo Tour. That's going to be TV premiered on at 2:30 Eastern between Australia and Greece. And then we have 3 Eastern is Marifi and Clancy from Australia against Esme and Zoe from Switzerland. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then we have Spain and Brazil in women's soccer, the women's soccer semifinal. It's going to be on at 3 Eastern. Women's volleyball quarterfinal, the fourth and final quarterfinal, is going to be on at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we'll know who goes to the semifinals in women's volleyball. And the men's volleyball semifinals are going to be on Thursday, I believe. Maybe that might be the men. I'm not for sure. Yeah, the ones volleyball semifinals are going to be live on Thursday. And then okay, so the women's bronze final on Saturday as well as the men's gold final match. And then on Friday, it's just going to be the men's bronze medal match in the volleyball. Okay. So then we have, like I said, at 3 Eastern is semifinal in women's soccer, Brazil and Spain, and Italy and Serbia in the final women's quarterfinal. In the final women's soccer semifinal is one. Then we have the fourth and the final men's basketball quarterfinal on USA New York. It is Brazil and USA on 3:50 Eastern on USA. Then we have the women's welterweight, the women's lightweight. Excuse me, I thought it was welterweight. But it's the women's lightweight finals, the men's welterweight semifinals. And there's more classes in women's and men's boxing. What's the feature match? The feature classes. And at 3:30 Eastern is women's handball quarterfinal, the fourth and final one between Norway and Brazil. It's going to be Spain and Brazil in women's soccer semifinal. It's going to be joined in progress on E at 3:45 Eastern after the TV premiere of the Australia and Greece, the third women's water polo quarterfinal. And then we have Hughes and Chang from the United States against Hugh Burley and Brennan from Switzerland. That's going to be at 40 Eastern on NBC. And then the TV premiere of the free routine and artistic swimming. That's going to be on at 5:08 p.m. Eastern. Then we have the finals in wrestling, the Nathan program, and more. And Greco-Roman, that's going to be on at 5:50 Eastern on USA Network TV premiere. And then later in the day, we have the TV premiere of a men's field hockey semifinal. And that's at Eastern. 8:45 Eastern is 10-4 women's handball quarterfinal. And the men's team sprint at 9:30 Eastern, tentatively. Then 10 Eastern is gold medal belt in women's lightweight, and semifinal belts in junior clusters. It's Eastern. And then